Let's be honest. You feel it at the store, at the pump, in the housing market. It feels like your money just doesn't stretch the way it used to. Inflation is a silent thief, and it's systematically robbing you of your spending power every single day. But here's a secret. The wealthy use a specific 5-step playbook to not just survive inflation, but actually turn it into an engine for building wealth. Today, I'm handing you that exact playbook. You were probably told to save your money responsibly, maybe even put it in one of those high-yield savings accounts. But let's be real, when inflation is running hot, holding cash is like holding a melting ice cube. The financial system is designed to reward owners of assets like stocks, real estate, and productive skills. It punishes those who just hoard cash. So today, we're making a fundamental shift, from being a saver to becoming an owner. Here are the 5 moves that will get you there. First up, you need to own the engine of the economy, stocks. Think about it. When costs go up for companies, what do? They pass those higher prices on to you, the customer. But when you are an owner of those companies, their price increases actually protect your profits. Historically, over the long term, a diversified portfolio of stocks has consistently outpaced inflation. And you don't need to be a stock-picking genius. The easiest way to do this is to automate your investments into a low-cost, broad-market ETF, like one that tracks the S&P 500 or the total stock market. Just set it and forget it. Let the power of compounding do the heavy lifting for you while you focus on living your life. You're no longer just a consumer. You're an owner. Strategy number 2 is to buy real stuff, also known as real assets. This primarily means 2 things: real estate and commodities. Let's start with real estate. As construction materials and labor costs rise, the value of existing properties tends to go up right alongside them. And of course, rents often increase too. Now I know what you're thinking. You can't just go out and buy an apartment building tomorrow. And you don't have to. You can get hands-off exposure to the real estate market through REITs, which are real estate investment trusts. Then there are commodities. A small slice of your portfolio, and I mean a small slice, maybe 5%, invested in things like energy, agriculture, or precious metals through an ETF, can act as a powerful hedge against unexpected inflation shocks. We're not going all in here. We're just diversifying our defenses. Our third strategy is a clever one: get paid by inflation using protected bonds. The 2 main players here are TIPS and I bonds. TIPS, or Treasury Inflation-Protected Securities, are amazing because their principal value actually adjusts upward with the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. Then the interest you earn is paid on that new, higher amount. For simplicity, you can invest in these through a TIPS ETF. Then we have I bonds, which are issued directly by the U.S. Treasury. They combine a fixed interest rate with an inflation rate that resets every 6 months, directly tying your returns to inflation. They are super safe, though there are limits on how much you can purchase each year. These bonds are an ideal tool for the conservative cash protection sleeve of your portfolio. Strategy number 4 is about turning debt into your secret weapon. Now, hold on. I know debt has a bad reputation, and for good reason. We need to distinguish between bad debt and good debt. Bad debt is high-interest, variable-rate debt like credit card balances. You need to avoid that like the plague. Good debt, on the other hand, is a low-rate fixed loan used to purchase a productive asset. The classic example is a fixed-rate mortgage on a rental property. Here's the magic. Inflation means you get to repay that loan over time with dollars that are worth less than when you borrowed them. Meanwhile, the value of your asset, the property, and the rent you collect can climb with inflation. This is exactly how long-term real estate portfolios snowball into massive wealth. You freeze your biggest cost while your income and asset value rise. This brings us to our 5th and most important strategy: investing in the ultimate inflation-proof asset, which is you. Your skills, your knowledge, your earning power. That's the real engine behind your wealth. You need to focus on leveling up. Learn in-demand skills. Develop your leadership abilities or start a side business. The ultimate goal is to get your income growing faster than your expenses. When you achieve that, You create a surplus that you can use to fuel the other 4 strategies we've discussed. No recession, no market dip, and no amount of inflation can ever devalue your personal capabilities. Investing in yourself is the one bet that is guaranteed to pay off. So let's do a quick recap. To beat inflation, you need to become an owner. 1. Own the economy with stocks. 2. Hedge with real assets like real estate and a small slice of commodities. 3. Get paid by inflation using TIPS and I bonds. 4. Let smart fixed-rate debt work for you. And 5. Supercharge everything by constantly investing in yourself. You don't have to sit back and watch inflation steal your future. You have the playbook now. The question is, which of these strategies will you start this week? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want more real-world playbooks to build your financial freedom, make sure to subscribe. This is Reese from Powerful Individual saying thanks for watching. And if this was helpful, please share, subscribe, and hit that like button for me, fam.